I told you guys in, I want to say, the last 10 parts of my series that I would continuously upload and keep everybody in the loop of anything happen in the future pertaining to Asmodeus, my ex, and or Jackson, my son. We're still pregnant. We're still pregnant right now. And the last 4 weeks, I want to say, have been, I don't have the words. I don't have the words. Just crazy, just absolutely crazy. And I saw more so on my YouTube channel than here on TikTok that some of my viewers were saying to be careful and to be mindful of certain potential behaviors or activities from other parties pertaining directly to my situation, what happened to me, and what the future might hold. And you guys couldn't have been more right. I don't think it was something that could be avoidable. I feel like it was inevitable, because what I think now was definitely something that was calculated and planned out by other parties involved. So, while at the current moment, I do not feel comfortable with discussing in detail the last 4 weeks of my life, just for legal reasons. I am going to, and I need to, ensure my own safety, both physically and mentally, the safety of my children, both physically and mentally. I need to ensure that we're protected before I talk about exactly what happened, just because of exactly what just happened. But what I will do is I'm going to tell you about something that happened to me back in 2010, and it is almost to the T exactly what just happened. You'll get the notion of what and who and how it pertains to what and who now in 2024. So back in 2010, I was at the tail end of being in my nursing program, and for the entirety of the school year, I was in a relationship. The guy I was in a relationship with was in my nursing class. There were red flags, but in the moment, I don't know how or why I didn't see it. I think I didn't have enough experience. I didn't have enough dating and relationship experience to put two and two together. Long story short, turns out my relationship was a complete total ruse. My boyfriend, at the time, was actually in a relationship with a girl that sat in front of me for 12 months straight in nursing class. Like, sometimes we'd go to clinicals together and sometimes we wouldn't. We wouldn't be on the same rotation. But she still sat in front of me for 12 months. And after graduation, she reached out to me on Facebook and gave me the rundown, because I guess certain things just were not adding up. And she believed what he told her for several months, until she finally was like, there's just no way. This don't make any sense. My boyfriend at the time was telling her that I was clingy, I was obsessive, I had a major crush on him, I just wouldn't take a hint, and that he just felt bad for me, and he was just looking out for me. That was his cover. Because the girl that he was sleeping with that sat in front of me, they had a relationship of some kind, but she would question a lot of things, because some of the interactions between myself and my then boyfriend didn't make any sense. Some of his covers just didn't make enough sense. And if you're telling someone that this woman is crazy and she's this and she's that, but then on a different day it's totally different, but then in 2 weeks it goes back to she's crazy, stuff starts to not add up. She questioned it, rightfully so, because I would have done the same exact thing. Like, there's just no way a grown-ass woman, 100% guaranteed, this grown-ass woman is just some obsessed woman, just obsessed with you. She addressed the elephant in the room. She exposed everything that she knew. Following that, there was a woman who got in touch with me She told me that she got my phone number out of my then boyfriend's phone. This is only like days apart. And she called me and she's like, who was this? And I'm just like, this is Constance. And then she was like, why are you texting my fiance's phone? And I'm like, do I have the wrong number? Who's your fiance? And we're exchanging our information. It turns out this is the fiance of my then boyfriend. We had broken up at this point. Well, we hadn't broken up, but we were going through the whole entire, the back and forth, the tail end of you did this, you said that, blah, 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 whatever. So not only was this man sleeping with the girl that sat in front of me for 12 months straight, he had a fiance. And the fiance divulged to me that he was actually still legally married. So from the outside looking in, when I thought about all the years invested in the history that he had with other women, I was just a tiny little peon. And I looked at it like, well, thank God. I mean, like, this is very unexpected and it's really shitty. But thank God I'm not these other women. Because you guys are telling me about this crazy, tumultuous ass history. And when I heard everything that he had done to his fiance, it was so easy for me to disassociate and remove myself from the entire situation, simply because I lead for the most part with logic. If he did all that to you, and I know the girl that sat in front of me in nursing school was one of his platonic relationships, and he was in a committed relationship with me and we were intimate. If he did that to you, and they were together, I want to say roughly 9 years, she said, if he did all that to you, we mean nothing. We're just collateral damage. I was just grateful that I was not the fiance finding this information out and making phone calls and sending text messages. So it was really easy for me to completely remove myself from the entire situation because I did not have it halfway as bad as everybody else did. And I was just like, it's just too much for me to actually process, and it's fine. Y'all enjoy yourself. Following that, a few more days, maybe weeks, the fiance reached out to me again, and she said, would you mind coming with me to publicly meet my ex-boyfriend, because she wanted to pretty much address everything with me being there and him being there and her being there, because obviously he was lying to everybody and she had it. So I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. Like, it was broad daylight. I didn't really have much to worry about. We were going to Philly. And at the time, I didn't have my driver's license. So she actually came to my house and picked me up. And we went over to some random Target. I want to say like right outside the Tacony Bridge. And we were in the parking lot and we were waiting for him to pull up.
Yeah, he gonna flip. Right, this shit gonna push him over the top.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He might be right. This shit gonna push him over the top.
Yeah.
Sound like a personal issue.
Oh, that's me.
Not our problem.
I mean, hey, if you want to hurt yourself because you can't handle this. I just worry
about him coming around here. That's all I care about. I don't trust him.
Everybody who has done me wrong has gotten their karma. If not immediately, in upcoming weeks to months. Everybody gets their karma. I'm not even on the delivery team. I have nothing to do with that shit. Wrong is wrong, right is right. Again, I say, if you start looking around after you realize your life is legitimately going down the shitter and you can't figure out why, look at the fucking company you keep. Look around at your doings. Look at your fucking behavior. Look at your goddamn gallivantics. You really got grown-ass people out here who will sit up here and cry and say, like, why am I going through all of this shit? Why is this all happening? Meanwhile, it's your fucking karma. It's the consequences of your damn stupid-ass actions. Like, why are you so damn surprised? Did you really think there were no consequences for being a fucking liar? Did you really think there was no consequences for trying to ruin people's life? If you had told me that this year was going to go the way that it went, I would have never believed you. Is it anything like what you expected? Like even close?
like realistically, he predicted about that he was lying about certain things.
Like, you meet somebody, the terms are love, and they ruin your entire life. Or they try to, in a matter of months. We were just strangers. A little over a year ago, we were strangers. And now look at us. People are scary.